We're doing a Google Hangout also. Okay, we're live on Google. Two at one time. That's right. We're live on Google and we're live on Destiny Words Hangout with you today just to discuss some cool things that have been happening. We're just really excited. Lots of good things happening. How did you like that full moon last night? Wasn't that awesome? Two thumbs up. Two thumbs up. It was fantastic. Yes, my husband was outside taking pictures of it. It was awesome. It was beautiful. Hey, Brian. Nice to see you. Hey, anyway, so it was a really cool full strawberry moon. And why do they call it a strawberry moon?
They call it a strawberry moon because this is the season you pick strawberries.
Yeah.
And that's what, I guess, in the old Farmer's Almanac, they said that the Algonquin Indians who lived in our area here named it the strawberry moon because they were picking strawberries second week in June. Usually
cool.
June.
So that's why, because some people call it a blood moon when you see a really red moon, but they called this a strawberry moon. And it was also the summer solstice, which is the longest day of the year, which is really cool. And they said like it was like 17 hours of daylight or something crazy. I don't know. It was really long day of the year. So it gives you lots of time to do all the things that you want to get done in the day because it's nice and long.
Yeah. Yep. And historically, it's a transfer too because the beginning of the year, if you talk about in June, around June 20th, between June 20th, 22nd, roughly speaking, that's the beginning of the year, and that's the feminine energy. It's winter, and it's snow and cold, darkness and water, and that are all associated with the female. Also, then we go into spring, and that's also the female thing, the birthing issue. Yeah. And so at the solstice, now it's the transfer from female-dominated energy, the yin energy, the introverted or the inward energy, to now it's more outward, it's masculine. And so it's now that the sun is in control, and it will be for the summer and the fall harvest in that. So we think of, the man as being the outward expression, and this is what all this is leading to, is our
very cool.
Yeah, our fall harvest. And
very cool. And I was doing a lot of reading yesterday about the summer solstice and about this strawberry moon and how important it is to release any energies, any binding energies at this time. It's a good time to just let go of everything that's bothering you. And probably because of that switch over between the male and female energies.
Yes, and the fact that it was a full moon.
And
at this transfer time. And that what they're saying, like every 70 years or so, it's a very rare occasion. Yeah. And so the fact that we got to experience it, yay! Yeah, that's kind of fun.
Right. That's awesome. That's cool. Yeah, so we just wanted to connect with you a little bit, talk about that beautiful full moon we had last night. It was so amazing. And we, did you get your crystals out? I put them outside. Put them outside, rejuvenate those crystals. And you know what? If we could sleep outside during full moons, that'd be awesome, right? Then you could rejuvenate yourself because we're all made of, we're made of the earth, right?
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
So that's cool.
Yep. And those moons, those tides and things, they have an effect on the water in our body because we're made up of water too. And so the moon generally is the female aspect. And you take that in its fullness and transferring the power over to the masculine. And so you've got like both fully participating. That I think is what makes it so cool.
I do too.
Yeah, because
awesome.
They're both fully participating,
awesome.
Bringing their fullness of their energies together. And it's like, wow, what a creative time.
Yes, very good, very good. Time. Well, last week, or a few days ago anyway, we talked about crystals. We talked about clearing energies. Why do we clear our energies? Because we're very feeling people, some of us more sensitive than others. And so Michelle's got some more good rocks here she brought with us and crystals to show us and give us some more insight on that. So this is going to be really cool.
Okay.
So we're going to do that for a little bit.
All right. Let me show you what I brought. I'll start with one of my favorite ones. Okay. This is a tiger eye. And
I love that.
Hoping that people can see.
Yeah.
Kind of clear what that one looks like.
Shiny. Looks sort of brown.
This one's polished or whatever. Yes. But the little tiger's eye is for harmony. It helps us to unite one's will and desire, bring ideas into reality, enhances integrity, willpower, practicality, and the correct use of power. And I think And this is one, it's kind of like a birthstone or whatever for me. And so this is one of my power rocks, if you will. So I want to share the tiger eye.
Very cool.
Yes, and what it's symbolic of and what it has.
That's awesome. Cool.
Okay. The next one I have is a turquoise. I think it's kind of cool. Everybody, yeah. I was going to say, turquoise and silver is very
my
native
favorite
jewelry. You see quite a bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
And the turquoise is connecting, of all things. Okay, it promotes emotional awareness, connecting to one's higher self, enhances friendship, love, communication, and loyalty. And so I just happen to have this really cool piece of turquoise,
Yes,
and
like
that's
that.
Another one of my
power
rocks.
that. That's really nice. I like that. That should be made into like a necklace or something. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay.
Okay.
What else we got?
I have amethyst, and this is a purple one.
Oh, I love
and
that.
these, this I think my daughter bought me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the real cool colors in there if you can see them.
you can see it. Oh, it's just beautiful.
Amethyst is serenity. It's it calms the mind and eases anxiety, works in the emotional, spiritual, and physical planes to provide calm, balance, patience, and peace.
Yes.
So everybody kind of wants one of those.
Everybody needs something like that for sure.
Last time we talked about
awesome.
Crystals too, you talked about clear quartz. And if you take clear quartz and crystal amethyst, it brings balance and stability to your spiritual path.
Yeah.
So a lot of times in meditation, because I don't own a clear quartz, but
I do have
does.
a clear quartz. Yes.
So I bring my.
I just found it too.
Oh, you did find it.
Yes, I did find it. I lost it for a while there. It's a little bitty thing.
But see, to me, it matches the same size as this, and so I put those two together in meditations and stuff for that balance and clarity that I'm looking for. That stability.
That's cool. Very nice.
And then here's one of my. This one is called malachite.
Ooh.
And it represents spirit. And I have an interesting story. This one is the coolest rock, and it has all these different little, in fact, that's one of the ways you know it is because it has all these little different veins of color, different colors in it.
Yeah.
And one time I was listening, years ago, I was listening on internet radio while I was working. I was just listening to a lady talk about this stone. I thought, well, that's really cool. I'd like to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And of all places, I had to go to a funeral.
What?
And I'm sitting, and it was a huge funeral because it was a young man, somebody you think they whatever. And I was sitting in like an adjacent room that they had opened up because they had so many people, and sitting on a display case right next to me were a bunch of gems and stones, and malachite was sitting right next to me.
Wow.
I said,
cool.
Yeah, that's one of those things where you know Spirit's so in charge because it's like, wow, that's exactly what I asked for.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
It's
very different looking.
Yeah.
It's got like all kinds of colors in it. It's really pretty. I love, look at that.
Yeah, all those different veins of colors. And that's why I said
when
just trying to hear it described over the radio or, you know, just listening to it, you don't really understand it. So I was glad I could show you that one.
That's awesome. I love rocks.
Yeah, it says it represents spirit and it opens one's heart to change and advancement, aids in spiritual evolution, helps clear past negative experiences.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. Very cool. I like that.
So that one, that one actually is one of my
favorites.
Yeah, one of my strong ones too is that one. I carry that one too.
Wow.
And then the last one I have a lot to say about because I'm wearing a bracelet.
Okay.
And this, it's not, first you might think it's jade.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And then you might think it's an emerald, but it's actually jasper.
Jasper.
And that's not so good for that one. It's like two of them at once.
Yeah.
But the jasper, my sister bought this for me. And when she first told me about it, I was excited. She goes, because at the time I happened to be reading in the scripture and I understood that jasper is a color or a stone that's associated with God.
Yes.
And I thought, wow, that is really cool. And then all of a sudden one shows up. But the name jasper means spotted or speckled stone. And that's, I don't know if you can see real close or whatever, but how
spots in it.
Yeah, it does have those little spots and speckles.
Awesome. Very cool. I like
and it's an aggregate quartz.
Thank you very much.
Just pass on the love. But it's
really awesome. I like that though.
Jasper is considered a super nurturer. It's used for grounding and protection. It works slowly and methodically, and so they say it's best to use over long periods of time. That's how. Yeah, that's for its purposes. Shamanism say it's protection against negativity,
Mm-hmm.
and it holds aspects of the sun, generally used because of the this happened, or the green and
Right.
the solar. So it's generally in the heart and the solar plexus,
the heart
where they
chakra.
use it. Yes,
Yes.
those types of things.
Yeah.
The Native Americans considered it a sacred stone. They use it to keep the old ways in their rituals, because a lot of the Native Americans, it's very important that they keep to the old ways, to do it the way they were taught by the elders.
Right.
That's very important. And so that's what jasper was, for connecting to spirit and for protection when traveling.
Mm.
It was used by kings and priests. In the breastplate of the high priest, it represented man. Jasper is this,
really?
man.
That's interesting.
In feng shui, you can use it in any area, and that's the energy of, of area and placement. And you use it in anywhere to bring change. In the center, if you put it in the center of your room or whatever, it's for balancing and grounding. Certain areas, the children, relationship, and family areas are very common for using jasper.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Physically, it's for balancing the regulation of supplies of iron, sulfur, zinc, and manganese in the body. And so they do use it medicinally as well.
Really? Wow.
Jasper.
Jasper. That's very interesting.
Yes.
Very cool.
So those are some of my favorite, rocks and stones.
Stones.
Different ways, because I love geology and studied that in college. It was one of my favorite things.
Yep. You should be crawling around in the desert digging up rocks.
That could have been my thing.
I love doing that.
If I could handle the heat, I probably would have done that. But you can, like this one, I have a hematite necklace too. When I find that, it might be in my daughter's jewelry box. I'm not sure, but I couldn't find it.
Yes.
I'd like to bring that one too. We did that one because you have a small
little
one of that one
hematite.
too.
A little bitty one.
Yep. The rocks
a really good one.
Gems you can have for jewelry, and a lot of times the stones are made into jewelry and you can wear them. That's a great way of carrying your rocks and things with you.
Instead of having a bag of rocks in your pocket.
And like ancient people or Native Americans too would have a medicine pouch, and they would carry it around their necks, and it would have certain ones that you're looking for, those different energies that you're looking for, and they would carry that, and they would say, this is my good medicine, and keep it near your heart.
Yes.
Jewelry is another way. Modern way is to put something like this in your pocket, and Rhonda Byrne, she was famous for making that movie, The Secret. But really, to me, her best book that she wrote was a book called The Power. And it's written about the power of gratitude.
Oh, yeah. And
there's a story of the gratitude rock, where you would take a rock, and it can be anything, and you keep it in your pocket. And that's the first thing you do in the morning is you put that rock in your pocket. And so you give thanks for something. And then during the day, if you're going to get your keys or whatever, it reminds you to be grateful or whatever. Last thing you do at night, you clear your pockets. Again, gratitude. So you can use these kind of stones. Yes, whatever ones that are appealing to you or that you relate to, and take these stones and make them your gratitude stones. Carry them in your pocket. Medicine bags, jewelry.
We love it. Yes, that's true. Very good.
So I guess that's what I would say. The rocks cry out. They tell a story. They each have their own frequency and values. And humanity has been valuing them for a long time.
That's right.
Another thing you can do is, and this is one of my garden rocks, and I don't know, probably looking at that backwards or not, but it has different words written on it. One says dream, and that one says inspire, and that one says hope.
How'd they get that on there?
I don't know. It almost looks like a sticker that's been shellacked, because I washed this, and these do not come off.
That's what it is, I bet.
But so if you pull into my driveway, you see some really kind of cool rocks. And some of
kind of rock that is. It's almost like got all kinds of stuff in it. It's really cool, though.
Yeah, and that's just it. And you look and you see that. And a lot of the rocks were created from heat and compression.
Resistance.
Yes.
Yeah. That it's like the things that that resistance creates, from pressure over time, but yet we don't want to have resistance in us, because that pressure will create things we don't want. But resistance in the natural earth will create some awesomely cool rocks. And think, resistance on with what am I thinking? Coal, with the diamonds.
Yes,
the compression.
Heat and compression in that, and it causes that. So I guess what our lesson is from that too is that if we just allow the things in life, instead of trying to resist them, or because whatever you resist persists.
Yes.
So what we do is we allow those things to go through us, and then we become like this.
Yes.
They become these beautiful patterns.
Yeah, patterns of beauty. That's right. Yeah.
Right.
It's like when you cut a tree down and you can see the rings and rings and rings, how long that tree has been there, you know?
Yep.
And it becomes a pattern in the wood.
Yeah.
You know,
a beauty.
A beauty.
Great
right.
beauty.
Yeah. And everybody gets to enjoy it.
Yeah. Was to be hurt or harmful actually ends up being some of the more beautiful points.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So as a refresher here, we've got, I know, the turquoise and amethyst. Yep. Right. I love that. That's purple. Purple. I love that.
I like that too. Malachite.
I started to say mystified. Malachite. I'm terrible at names. And
tiger's eye.
Tiger's eye. Where was the jasper? Oh, the jasper.
Jasper's on my wrist. I put it back. Sorry. I would make sure you don't walk off with that. It probably matches your earrings. Yeah.
Yeah. She knows me really well. Take her bracelet. Hey, I don't see nothing. What? No.
Jasper. But they're they're beautiful when they're polished and they're put together.
Yes.
And you
it's
can put
very
them all,
beautiful.
Yeah.
I seen some kids the other day. I was watching something. I don't know where I seen it, but they had all of their families' crystals and stones, and they were making like really beautiful layouts with them. It was really beautiful, and I thought, wow. And somebody wrote on there, "This is what my kids do for fun."
Aw.
You know, they just sit there and they put the crystals in alignments, and they make them into stars, and they make them into sun shapes, and that's a lot of crystals they had. I was like, wow, that'd be nice. That's a lot of crystals to have that many, and stones of that many of different kinds, you know. So it was very cool. I really enjoyed that. But anyway, so it's been really a beautiful day, and it was a beautiful full moon.
Yes.
And well, I don't know what else to talk about now. So it's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good. So I guess we're done with our little live stint. But we thank you for joining us. It was very pleasurable again, and we will be back again with some more information for you. We want to talk about those chakras. That's what I was thinking about. Remember that thing you talked about, the chakras and how they make sounds? They're
yes.
Like, yes.
Okay.
That's something you need to talk about. That was really powerful, and how they all have their own, what would you call it? Like their own vibration, which we know that, yeah, but they're, one is part like the strings, and one is the drum.
Oh,
one
yes.
is the drums.
Yep.
One is,
you have to listen to my podcast.
Yes, it's on the podcast. It's on Podbean on the podcast, and it's also on Destiny Words at Facebook. We just did it the other day, a podcast about the chakras and the different.
Yes, they align to our glandular system.
Yes,
and they also it was compared to an orchestra, the different notes and sounds.
Yes.
And
so cool. I mean, what an idea to align them and think of it like that. I've heard the chakras talked about many different ways of aligning them with the menorah. You lay the menorah on its side and sideways, and it aligns with the chakras, and the middle menorah is the heart center, where everything meets in the heart center.
Yes.
You know, you come down from the crown, you come up from the root, and everything comes to the heart and meets in the heart center. That's why the heart center is so important, to keep a healthy heart. And just as naturally as spiritually, empty those things out that clog you up and that you take personally to the heart. And some people wear their heart on their sleeve, you know, so to say. And they're very sensitive. They feel everything people say to them. And which is, that's a lot of people, very sensitive. And so that's something I'm working on right now, of writing a paper or a blog about sensitivity, and being a person that is very hypersensitive to energy and to people. I've been like this my whole life, basically. And just feeling things, walking in and feeling things very sensitively. And there's it's like a lot of people out there, and they're sort of like, what do I do? I feel this, I feel that. I go to a restaurant and I feel sick. I go here and my head hurts, because you're feeling other energies that are around you. You're picking up and feeling these energies. And so it is, but if you understand how to work with that, it can be very powerful, and you can take control over that, and it doesn't run you. You take control over it. So then you can go to these places. You know what stones or what rocks or whatever you want to call it, what neutralizes, like that one, what's it called that you gave me?
Oh, organite.
Yes, it neutralizes all this energy. And there was actually this gentleman, we went to a place and he had that organite and he was putting it on people's necks. He would say, stand there and hold your arms out. So people would stand there and he'd say, now I'm going to push down on your arms and you're going to feel and see if you can resist me. And so you try, and he pushes your arms down. And then he puts the organite on you and he says, close your eyes. He doesn't tell you what's going on. And he puts it on you and he says, now resist me. And you would not believe the difference because it actually neutralizes all this energy from computers, cell phones. There is a massive wave of energy that's going around you all the time because of all this electronic stuff. And I could not believe it when I did it myself a few weeks ago to somebody. I said, okay, now hold your arms out and now hold your phone and hold your one arm out and hold your phone on your heart. And she was like, bonk, and her arm went right down. She's like, oh, come on, do that again. She puts the phone down, does it again, and I do it. And she's like, I don't believe this. This is incredible. So I put the organite on her, put their phone on her, and then she could do it with the organite. It actually basically balanced out all that energy coming from that phone, because your phone computer has all kinds of energy on it, and it's not always good for you, for sure. So I didn't believe it till I experienced it myself. So that stuff is powerful.
Right.
It really is.
Well, and that's just it. We're energy, and everything is energy. Life is energy, and it's different variations of energies, and all these energies coexist. And when we learn, like I said, we're in this age of information and learning, and we're understanding how these energies coexist, or cooperate with one another.
Yeah.
And that's what's so cool. And the more we learn and the more we share, I think the happier we are, because we understand what works. And
we understand what we're made of. We are made of this energy. And I think another subject that I really like is the feng shui.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm like, wow, there's a lot to that. That makes a lot of sense. And if you study some feng shui, I don't know a great deal about it, but it's very interesting. I'll say it that way. It's very interesting. I'd like to learn more about it. So I probably will do some more investigation of that, because I've heard it's, just when you clear out stuff that's blocking stuff, that's what it's all about, Get the junk out from under your bed, get the junk out from, here or there, And I'm number one poster child of sticking junk everywhere. You can ask my husband. Junk in the corner, junk over here, junk over there, because I just have lots of junk. But, and stuff, I like stuff. But I think there is something to be said about clean, energy able to move easily.
Yes.
It's just like a fan going. If you got obstruction in there, the fan's not gonna move as easily if you just remove all the obstructions. It's all about that, really. And in the end, all of it, the chakra system, everything about is all about moving obstructions out of our life, getting rid of what we don't need, and embracing what is good for us, getting rid of everything that is resistant and creates resistance in our life. And we want a peaceful, happy, fun, relaxed, beautiful life. And we got to remove the resistance to do that. So it's all good. So we love you. We thank you for joining us. You have a fantastic day, and we will be back again another time with more rocks. No, I'm just kidding. No, not with rocks, but with other information, good stuff. And you have a fantastic day. We love you. Talk to you later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.